I picked up a few items from the new Kiko Milano Dreamphoria collection. This is their new limited edition collection for spring 2025. Once again, we have a very cute collection with floral themes and packaging. I'm very excited to try it out with you today. So let's get into it. So you might be able to hear I'm suffering from a little bit of a cold. I hope you don't mind. I just wanted to get this video out. And after this, I'm just gonna chill, relax, and drink a bunch of tea. Like for Kiko Milano, I will work when I'm sick. I will do the video while I'm sick. Alright, let's start out with the eyeshadow palette I picked up. I picked up one of the eyeshadow palettes. This is the Dreamphoria Cloud Whisper eyeshadow palette in 02 Fairy Feelings. We also have 01, which is a little bit more warm toned. I think the packaging of this is really cute. I like kind of like the draped floral on the front. Feels very watercolor-esque. At first I was a little scared that this collection was gonna look a little bit too much like the Beauty Essentials collection that they had, I believe, 2 years ago, and they kind of took that vibe but made it a little bit more like fun and floral, which I do really like. This is very compact. I love the purple color of the packaging, and then inside we have kind of like this cool toned 6-pan eyeshadow palette. We have some cool tone mattes, and then we have a blue satin shade and kind of like a champagne shimmery shade. Swatching this in store, I just swatched 2 shimmers because I was thinking the mattes are probably gonna be good because lately the mattes by Kiko Milano have been really good. But just now swatching it out, it did all look a little bit like soft, a little bit like maybe lacking some impact and dimension. We're gonna be trying it out on the eyes, but so far I'm a little scared that this is not gonna be the quality that I've gotten used to from Kiko Milano. Alright, I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit. We're gonna be doing a look. I'm already wearing some eye primer and I really want to see how much dimension I can get with this eyeshadow palette. So I'm kind of thinking I want to go in with the 2 deepest shades. I'm first gonna go in with this kind of like mauve brown and then with the more like darker chocolate brown. And sometimes eyeshadows don't swatch that well, like when you swatch them on the arm, but then they look quite good on the eye, so I'm hoping for that. I don't know if these are baked eyeshadows. I did get some comments of people asking if these are baked because they look a little bit raised in the pan, but I don't really know if that is the case. I don't know if I can really say this is baked. I'm kind of thinking it's probably not. It seems kind of like just a standard powder eyeshadow. I do like the way this is building up. It's not a super pigmented shade, but you can definitely build it up and it's blending out quite nicely. I think it's looking quite good. But yeah, I think it's gonna be more of a soft look. We also had that with the eyeshadow palettes from the Days in Bloom collection from last year. Those eyeshadow palettes were also quite soft in the end. But this one does have a little bit more depth once you build it up. Like all those shades of last year also were really light. This is looking pretty good. Like I do really like the color of this matte shade. Like it's a really beautiful cool toned crease shade. Like I don't mind this at all. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that shade under my eyes as well. I'm just gonna use a pencil brush. No, it's quite nice. It's quite nice. No complaints. And then I'm just gonna take the brush that I was just using and I'm gonna use a dark brown in the outer corner. Let's see if we can build this up and let's see if we can get some depth and dimension. It might not make much of a difference. We gotta try it. Yeah, it does add something. I do feel like this is a more impactful palette than what we had last year. Like last year the packaging was super cute and it was a good formula, but it was all very soft. You do see the difference, but I think if you want a really impactful look, then you would have to take the dark brown first in the crease. It is better than I was thinking, definitely, from the swatches. Like the swatches did not impress me at all. I'm gonna take a little bit of that dark brown on that pencil brush and just adding a little bit of dimension here. I am gonna blend the edges with a clean brush, just a bit on the outer part here. So far so good. Let's get into this blue satin over here. I hope it's gonna actually show up on the eye. It's looking really nice on the finger like this, and it is feeling really velvety, but yeah, it's quite a satin shade, but it's a nice pop of blue if you don't want it to be like a super sparkly, super shiny metallic shade. I can definitely see people with more mature lids really liking this palette. Like this is pretty cute. Like you have that pop of blue, Gonna blend the edge here a little bit. Is cuter than I thought. Like, it's a buildable palette. You have to keep that in mind. And even though it's cuter than I thought, is it like extremely revolutionary? I don't know about that. I don't know if you really need this. That's up to you. But the pop is cute. And then of course we have this shimmery champagne shade, and I think I want to put that kind of in the inner part here and maybe layer it on top a little bit. Maybe that could be fun. That definitely adds some interest to the look. That's pretty cute. That is pretty cute. Maybe I do like this palette a little bit more than the one from last year's spring collection. Like, this is looking really nice on the eye, and personally I don't mind a satin in an eyeshadow palette if I have a topper to kind of like transform it to something a little bit more outspoken. That is quite a cute shimmer. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that in my inner corner with a pencil brush. That is quite cool and impactful. Okay, so far I'm quite liking the look. It's still soft, but I could definitely fix it with a little bit of a liner. It's not like super soft. So what I was thinking to kind of like finish up the eyeshadow is to use the Dreamphoria All in Glow 3-in-1 luminizer. So this is actually a liquid highlighter. It is shimmery, and then it shifts from kind of like, it has almost kind of like a gray base, and then it shifts from a gold to a purple. This looked so good in the store when I swatched it. I at first didn't think I was gonna pick this up, but then I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm sold. I want to try that out. And Kiko can do really fun things with these kind of like shifty, shimmery products. Like in the Bridgerton collection, they also had this shifty liner. It was really gorgeous. So this can be used on the face, eyes, and lips. And I'm thinking to use this on my eyes as an eyeshadow. I also swatched it in store on my hand and waited for it to dry down, and it does fully dry down. So I feel like that makes this a more practical product. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my finger and I'm just gonna apply a little bit on top here, just a little bit as a topper. I do want to keep the blue. That is really nice. And then it takes a little bit of time to dry down, so it's something where you have some time to play around with it and to blend it. It's not as quick as some liquid highlighters that I've recently tried that are kind of the same format. This is really nice. I like it as a topper for that blue. It does soften the blue a little bit, like the pop makes it look a little bit more gray. Alright, I think now it's pretty much dry. I'm gonna apply a little bit more of the dark brown in my outer corner, so a little bit more here. Do really like where this look is going, and then a little bit more out here. So this is the Eyelid Before mascara. I do have to say it looks really fun, ethereal, and just spring-like. It's giving me the spring feels. The sun is shining. I am so ready for the cold weather to be gone. I'm gonna put on some mascara and some liner, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished eye look. I put a little bit of something in my waterline. I put some liner on the top, and I do really like how this came out. I think it's a cute look. Is the palette worth 24 euros? I'm not entirely sure about that. Like, it's pretty expensive, and it's not my favorite formula that I've tried from Kiko Milano. So I did want to mention that, even though I do like the end result. Alright, I did take off the lip balm that I was wearing because I have two lip products and one I'm gonna apply right now. So the lip product packaging in this line I actually think is super cute. We have kind of like the mint, kind of like matte cap, I think is really nice. So in this collection we have the Dreamphoria 3D Hydra Lip Oil limited edition shades, and I grabbed shade 03, and this is a kind of like mauve shade. It's described as a mauve. I do feel like it's a little bit more of a deeper muted rose. It has a shimmer in it. I think this looks really nice, and I also really enjoy the lip oil formula from the 3D Hydra line. I think they do a great job with it. I already have a few shades that I really enjoy, so I'm gonna be applying this one. They also have a 3D Hydra gloss that looks really nicely, with a little bit more like something that I maybe already have and maybe wouldn't wear as much as something like this. So this is the gloss. I think it's a really nice like Your Lips But Better shade. Or like oil, I said gloss. It's a lip oil. It's a really soft, hydrating formula, not super thick. I like the glow of it, and I think this is a really cute color that I would just throw in a bag and take with me and just reapply throughout the day. And the shimmer in this is pretty subtle. I wouldn't say that this is a chunky shimmery gloss. I just add a little bit of dimension to the gloss. Yeah, I think this is a really cute lip product. I'm pretty happy with this one. There were also 2 other shades, but this one's the one that looked most interesting to me. Then I picked up one of the highlighters from this collection. I didn't pick up one of the blushes because the blushes looked very, very matte. And that isn't really like my preferred blush formula. So I went with one of the Glow Up Beautifier highlighting face powders. And I actually went with the darkest one in 02 Peachy Passion. Because I thought maybe I can use this as a glowy blush. Because these swatched very velvety smooth, like very beautiful, very soft and glowy, not glittery. Once again, we have the really cute packaging that is almost the same as the eyeshadow palette packaging, but this time around it is mint. I really love the flower on the front. And then we have a baked powder inside. It looks really beautiful, kind of like a peach to a gold duochrome. And I'm kind of hoping this is going to be somewhat similar to the blushes from the summer collection from last year that I really, really love so much. So this looks really promising. I hope I can use this as a blush because this is definitely too dark for me as a highlighter. I'm gonna try if that works. I'm just gonna grab this on a blush brush and just apply this on the apples of my cheeks and see if this has enough color. Of course, I'm pretty fair, so the chances are that this is gonna work for me as a very glowy blush. I think that's looking really cute. Like, the base color is definitely there. It's not super pigmented, but I also don't feel like this turns so metallic that I can't build it up. It definitely has a golden glow, as you can see. I think I would personally prefer this as a blush topper, but it definitely works on its own as well. It's just very, very smooth and glowy, and I do like a really glowy cheek. I think this is actually given quite a lot of like color to my face, and I do think that the amount of glow is just really, really nice as a blush topper. I think this is really cute. Can you see that glow? I think it's really kind of like a NARS Orgasm dupe kind of product. Like that golden glow, I think is gonna look so good in the sun in the summer. I think this kind of sheen is gorgeous. I'm really happy with my choice to pick this up as a blush. I took off the lip oil because there is another lip product that I want to try. I picked up one of the satin lipsticks. These are the Dreamphoria Shapechanger Satin Lipstick, and I got the shade 05. This one also has something mauve in the name. This was the most cool tone shade. It is very kind of like muted mauve pinky. It looks very nice and glowy in the swatch. I think the packaging of this is really interesting because it's kind of like this silicone looking packaging. I feel like this is different than other things they've done so far. I hope it's not gonna get like too dirty. We're gonna see about that. I do think that it looks pretty cute. I like the color of this. Alright, so let's apply this lipstick, and I'll probably apply a little bit of lip liner after, depending on how it's looking. Like, this is really similar to my lip color. It has quite a glow to it. It's a very creamy satin lipstick. I would say this is more of a cream lipstick. It feels really lightweight and comfortable. It might actually kind of like dry down a little bit as it sits on your lips. Like, at first it goes on very like shiny looking, but now it's kind of like drying down to indeed a satin look. It feels very nice and lightweight on the lips. Like, I really like how that feels. I think this is gonna be a great lipstick. I do love the kind of like satiny creamy lipsticks that Kiko Milano does in their limited editions. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of a lip liner. Alright, I added a little bit of Catrice Queen Vibes lip liner, the plumping lip liner, and I think this is looking really good. I'm really liking this color. Like, this is definitely the type of color that I would wear on the day-to-day. Also this type of formula. It almost feels like there's a little bit of a like natural look to it. Almost a little bit of a sheerness, which I do really enjoy. I think this is a very flattering lipstick. It's a really beautiful color as well. So what I was thinking for the end of the video, I kind of want to apply a little bit of the Dreamphoria All in Glow 3-in-1 luminizer on my cheeks as well. I don't know if I would really apply it with this little brush. I think I'm just gonna apply it with my finger on the high points of my cheek. So I'm gonna squeeze out a little bit and just let's see what happens here. It looks really, really, really beautiful. I do have to say, like the shimmer particles in this are not too big. I feel like for a shimmery highlight, it's not too chunky and it doesn't seem to like overtake my whole look wearing this highlighter, where sometimes I do feel like that when you wear a colorful highlighter, sometimes it's just all you can look at when you look at a makeup look. When I look at my own makeup look, like after having applied that, like there's something still sort of natural about this for a shimmery, sort of colorful highlighter. I think that it's looking really cute. If you love a somewhat colorful highlighter, I think this is gorgeous. It was really easy to apply. And there's just something about the shimmer where it is still pretty like subdued. Not really subdued, but there's just a smaller shimmer particle in this that is really well dispersed. It's not like a chunky, sparse shimmer. I kind of want to use a little bit of this on my lips as well. Just dabbing that on. If it's like comfortable. I think that's kind of fun. Just kind of mixing that in. Becomes kind of like a satin metallic lipstick almost. Should I apply a little bit more? Just like smoothing that on. Yeah, now it's becoming more of a shimmery lip. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it might work. It becomes almost a little bit like a mattified shimmer. It's really interesting. I think I liked it better before. I think the first lip look was my favorite. Which one was your favorite? Alright, so this is gonna be the finished look. I did reapply my lip look. I applied the liner first now and applied the satin lipstick on top. Really love it. And I applied a little bit of extra blush because I did feel like my cheeks were missing a little bit of color. I took one of the Gold Reflections Fusion Glow blushes in the shade 03 Luminous Mauve, and I think that it really works well. Just that golden glow of that highlighter mixed in with this. I think it's gonna be a really, really nice blush topper. Oh, by the way, I did almost forget to show you. I always forget to show you like the extra little thing that you get when you buy like 3 products usually. This is a mint little bag that you get when you buy like for a certain amount. I don't know exactly what the rules are. It looks really cute. I do really like the color. Alright, so the collection. I feel like the packaging is cute. I like the lilac and mint theme. I do feel like the theming last year and the collection last year felt a little bit more cohesive, but the quality of what I've tried, actually I really enjoy. The only thing that I feel a little bit so-so about, not because the quality is necessarily bad, but just because I don't feel like it's super special for the money that you pay for it, is the eyeshadow palette. Like in the end the look is cute and I can definitely see myself going back into this because the combination is nice. I really love that pop of blue, but it's just 6 shades for 24 euros. The formulas or the color story is not like exceptionally outstanding. I think there are better eyeshadow palettes out there for that price. But the rest of the things I've tried, I've really enjoyed so far. I'm very excited to play with these products more and let you know my updates. And that's gonna be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.